Hello, my little mathematicians. Today I'm going to help you get started on your homework of multiplying fractions by whole numbers. Okay, so first of all, whenever you have a whole number, to make it a fraction, you just put it over 1. Okay, and then when you multiply fractions, you multiply straight across, right? So 9 times 2 would go on top, and 1 times 13 would go on the bottom. Sometimes we like to cross cancel to make the numbers smaller and easier to deal with. So you look to see if anything can go into 1 and 2. No. If anything can go into 9 and 13. No. So you just go across. 9 times 2 is 18. 1 times 13 is 13. Okay. If you can reduce it, you can reduce it. But if it's improper, meaning that the top number is bigger than the denominator, then you want to take the top and divide it by the bottom in order to change it from an improper fraction to a mixed number. Okay, so remember, top dog goes in the house or in and out, in and out. That's what a hamburger is all about. Okay, inside the house and outside the house. So how many times does 13 go into 18? It goes in once. 1 times 13 is 13. Subtract that, 18 minus 13 is 5. You always want to have a remainder that's smaller than what you divided by. If the remainder is smaller, then you're good. Okay, so now you just put your remainder over what you divided by. And 1 and 5/13 is the same thing as 18 over 13 because 13 goes into 18 once with a remainder of 5. Okay, let's try the next one. So again, it's a whole number, so let's put it over 1. And yes, you could jump straight to multiplying across. So 6 times 1 is 6, and 1 times 2 is 2. And then you're like, oh, I can reduce that by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. So 3 over 1 is just 3. Now, I could have gotten there faster if I would have just cross-canceled. So look here. Can anything go into 2 and 6? Yeah, 2 can. So 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. Now when you multiply across, you have 3 times 1, which is 3, and 1 times 1 on the bottom, which is 1, and 3 over 1 is 3. So see how you can get there faster if you cross cancel, which wasn't that big of a deal for this one, but sometimes if the numbers get really big, it does make a big difference. Okay. So if you haven't tried cross canceling, why don't you try with this one? Can anything go into 1 and 3? No. But can anything go into both 4 and 6? Yes, 2 can. So what is 6 divided by 2? It's 3. And what's 4 divided by 2? 2. Now when you multiply across, you have 3 times 3, which is 9, and 1 times 2, which is 2. It just makes the numbers smaller and easier to deal with. Okay. If you had, at this point in time, 18 over 4, that's fine. Okay. It's still equivalent to 9 over 2. I just like getting smaller numbers. Okay. However, this is improper. So I want to change this to a mixed number. How do I do that? I take the top and divide it by the bottom. How many times does 2 go into 9? It goes in 4 times. 4 times 2 is 8. And when you subtract those, 9 minus 8 is 1. So you put your remainder of 1 over what you divided by, which was 2. Meaning 4.5 is equivalent to 9 over 2, because 2 goes into 9 4 times and has 1 left over. All right, so go ahead and complete the rest of these. If you don't fully reduce them, I mean, that's okay. Just note if you check your answers and it's different, you should be able to get an equivalent fraction to what my reduced one is. But if it ends as an improper, please change any impropers to mixed numbers. All right, you got this.